I usually start songs with a root position chord. So you could kind of consider that as a really good starting point. I like maybe down here, root position G. Now, remember this little trick we learned where we can go from the 1, because we're going from G to D, and D is the 5, right? It's 5 up from where we are. So we can do that same movement where we keep our 5 finger on the D and we drop our 1 and our 2 down. Now, in a D chord, do you remember we have an F sharp? So that means we're not going to play an F, we're going to play an F sharp. And this shape can feel a little weird, because if you don't slide your hand back a little bit so that, you know, the tip of your thumb is hitting the F sharp, you're going to be like doing contortionist things with your hand and wrist, and you don't want that. So make sure you allow your hand to slide forward so you're comfortable, and practice that a few times. Then you can go to A minor, again, root position, and then you can go back to using your G, D. Now, you can choose to go to a root position C here, or think about your notes of the C chord. You have a C, an E, and a G that you need. There's a G here, there's a C here, and there's an E here. So I told you learning what all the key names were would come in super handy. This is one of those moments where you're going to be thankful you spent all that time building your keyboard familiarity. So if you are in the D, first inversion, you can move to C. Look at 1, 2, C's in the second spot. It's a second inversion C chord. So repeat that. It's getting dark, too dark to see. There's an A minor in root position. 3, 4 to G. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. And then the chorus, it's exactly the same pattern. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And it repeats over and over. So that's your next step. Play around with what inversion combinations are going to feel best to you. I wanted to show you one more option, and that's where you actually build your G chord in second inversion to start. So you're going to play D, G, and B. So we've got this. Then, think about this for a second. D chord is next, and look, we're already D here, so we can build a root position. Right? And then A minor has an A, C, and E. And count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do that 1, 5 movement. So keep A, meaning there's our C, and there's our E, right? And then back to our second inversion, root position, first inversion. I'm going to do that again so you can kind of track it. And it works anywhere in the song. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Remember to match the root note. Not always be in the bottom with your right hand, but that's what you want to play in the left. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. I'm just playing the C in the root position. And then you can get fancy with your rhythms if you want, right? Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So there's really, like, you can do whatever you'd like to do with this. This is just a beginning for you. This is showing you how you can figure out those transitions between chords on your own and make your own decisions about what you like the sound of best. There's no right or wrong way. As long as you're playing the right chord notes, you're doing this correctly. So you may want to print the music, print the chord chart, and you can plan your path. So what I've often done is I've taken out my chord chart and I've written on it R beside the chord for root, or 1 beside the chord for first inversion, 2 beside the chord for second inversion. So if something like that helps, so you can plan your route and like really see what you're planning to do, that can be helpful. So we've got a downloadable track for you to play along with. Once again, we've got a version with the singing, we've got a version without, versions with piano, versions without piano, so that you can just enjoy playing and being whatever part of the performance you want to be. You can be the singer, you can be the piano player, you can just be the listener. It's completely up to you. I'm going to play through it right now so that you can see and hear what I would do. And I'm going to start the song really simply. I'm just going to maybe start with root positions, then I'll move into using inversions, and then by the time I get to the end, I might start to just add a little bit extra just so you can see what's possible. But don't expect yourself to get there right away. This takes time. All right, here we go.